How is Patricia Neal haunted by Gary Cooper decades later? Every summer, Oscar winner Patricia Neal would open up her home on Martha's Vineyard to her extended family. And what stories? Patricia, whose career lasted over 5 decades and rewarded her with a Tony and an Oscar, lived a life filled with triumph but also hardship and sorrow. She endured a soul-searing affair with Gary Cooper, a difficult marriage to British author Roald Dahl, the death of one child and the serious injury of another, and, finally, a series of strokes that forced her to relearn everything. Although born in a Kentucky coal mining town, Patricia found her calling at an early age. Signed by Warner Brothers, she became Hollywood's it girl and fell hard for Gary Cooper, her co-star in 1949's The Fountainhead. Though Gary left his family for Patricia for a period, their 3-year romance ended when he persuaded her to end a pregnancy. A desire to be a mother led to Patricia's 1953 marriage to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory author, Roald Dahl, who would father her 5 children. But fate never allowed them to be happy. In 1960, their 4-month-old son Theo was left brain damaged after his stroller was crushed by a taxi in New York. 2 years later, their eldest daughter, Olivia, died from complications of measles. Pat worked through her daughter's death by talking about it. Roald wouldn't. He never really recovered, says Shearer. Yet, Roald rose to the occasion after Patricia suffered a series of severe strokes in 1965. Her husband badgered her to walk, arranged for physical and speech therapy, and insisted she makes a speech at a charity event for brain-damaged children barely 2 years later. Their marriage wouldn't last. Patricia eventually discovered Roald had been having a long affair with one of her best friends, but her career rebounded. She received an Oscar nomination for The Subject Was Roses and would continue to work in movies and TV until her death in 2010 at age 84. In 1979, Patricia bought the summer home on Martha's Vineyard, where she surrounded herself with loved ones. Patricia Neal's tragedy left fans deeply saddened. Thank you for her contribution. What is your impression of this deceased character? Please comment below now. Let's discuss.